So to backtrack a bit, so a week later after finding out I'm pregnant, I was moving out already. I was in the process of moving out. So with my pregnancy experience, I was alone. So I went to my first scan alone. I went to Danone, I think, because I was staying in Parklands. I was in Danone clinic. I was very excited. That's when the real connection with my child happened. Yeah, it was very exciting and scary that I'd be going through that process alone. I knew from the onset that I'd be going through that process alone, which was sort of, in a way, strengthening, because I knew now I had to do this on my own, and I settled with the fact that I'd be doing it alone. So yeah, I was fine, and I was excited to have my child, especially when I found out she was a girl, because I love girls. I love children generally. So when I found out I was having a girl, I was like super excited, and yeah.
It was a very interesting visit for me because obviously I'm in my early 20s. I'm a baby myself. I had, not mentally prepared for the kind of transition that was going to happen. So when I went to my first visit, I actually went with girlfriends. And it became so hilarious because it was a group moment where everyone was seeing this scan on the screen, and actually now it hit all of us that I was actually going to be a mother. And very exciting time.
Okay. With the first pregnancy, I was always with my sister. I don't really remember well because I was 18, but with the second and the third one, I think that's where I got to understand what was going on. Because with the second one, I think I even kept a file of each and every scan that I went to. It was beautiful to watch because this time I knew exactly what was happening in my stomach. And even though I went there with the second one, I went to the gynecologist thinking that I've got a yeast infection. Then afterwards, she was like, congratulations. And I was like, on what? Then she told me I was pregnant with a boy. I enjoyed every moment of the journey because I already knew from the first one what was happening.
I think the scanning, going to scans and doctor's appointments are always, well, for me, have been anxious periods. Just because you read about everything that can go wrong, and there isn't a way for you to know, especially in those first few months, if everything is still going according to plan. So you are anxious, you're holding, high hopes, hoping to get the best results. And I remember the first time I heard my firstborn's heartbeat. It was literally a tearjerker. It was so special. We were in awe, and we printed I don't know how many copies of the ultrasound scan, kept it, barely could see or point out where he was in that picture, but it was a special, significant moment for us to know, okay, this is what's happening. And each of the scans afterwards, it was an amazing moment right up until the end. When we were trying for my second born, anxious moments, we did go through some hardship moments. So, I like to say I've been pregnant 5 times, but only successful twice. So I have had multiple scans where I didn't get favorable results. So I know how hectic they can be, but when things turn out the way, you want them to, they're so amazing.
So my first scan, it was, the pregnancy was like an exciting thing because, I was ready for it. I wanted it. If you hear any noise, that's the baby. Sorry. My scan. It was great. It was great when we went there and we heard the heartbeat. And actually it was great, but it was scary because a baby's heartbeat is like that's like the pace of the heartbeat. So baby daddy was like, is he okay? He seems to be under pressure. The doctor was like, no, he's fine. this is how it is. It was such a special moment.
The scan for me, the first time we didn't hear the heartbeat. The second time I did it, I heard the heartbeat and I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna be a mother. And to me, it was out of this world, that specific moment in time. I just felt like, you know what, I need to grow up and do big girl stuff now because I'm gonna be a mother. It was just magical for me. It was just amazing.
All right, the first time I saw the baby, obviously it was very scary because it wasn't a planned pregnancy and we were already like 4 months far ahead. So I'm just thinking, what am I gonna do? You know, like, how am I gonna take care of this child? Like all of those things. But overall, when the doctor says you have a healthy child, you're like, okay, so I wasn't doing anything wrong because you didn't know that you were pregnant. So you're thinking, maybe I was drinking, I was eating, oh my gosh. But other than that, yeah, the first scan was scary, not a happy moment, but rather a waking up moment. Like, now you're a mom. There's no longer just me. I am also responsible for someone else.